Get live here in a minute. Okay, does anyone have any questions on the bills?
I didn't know.
No? A motion?
Make a motion, we pay the bills.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. Kathy, do you have anything on payroll?
Well, I just have the payroll that I sent you
Mhm.
in November. Okay, the total wages was $624,706.94, and the payables was $248,206.05. So the total payroll was $872,912.99. Did all of y'all get that on the?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes. Thank you, Kathy.
thank you.
All right, item 5, any additions or, oh, maybe we should accept that. I have a motion to accept Kathy's payroll.
I'll make a motion to
Okay.
accept the payroll.
Motion and second, any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. Any additions or corrections to our previous commissioners court meeting?
No corrections of the November 22nd meeting.
Item 6, any public comments? No. Item 7, consider, discuss, approve any and all items necessary or pertaining to the county jail. Sheriff, do you have anything? No? Is, what? Oh, no. Is Monica okay? Good. All right, item 8, consider, discuss, approve any and all items necessary or pertaining to the county courthouse.
I don't really have anything.
We still haven't got a resolution on all that.
On train,
Mhm.
they don't return the calls, so until they let us know, then they won't get paid.
Right.
So
It's kind of where I'm
it's
feeling.
kind of in their court.
Yep, okay. All right, item 9, consider and or approve bonds for Jeremy Sharp and Jennifer Hoag in the amount of $1,000 each. This is just their regular bonds up for renewal.
So moved.
A second.
Motion and second, any further discussion? All in favor? Item 10, consider and or approve the dates of early voting for the March 1st, 2022 primary election and May 24th, 2022 runoff election.
So for early voting, I would like to be able to vote on Friday again. I think a lot of people utilize the Friday voting for 2 weeks in February and then 1 week for the runoff in May. And I think I have money in the budget to do that because the school helped us with the November election, so they had to pay some on
Mhm.
salaries. And
Okay.
then for the primary, the parties will pay for election day only.
Okay.
So early voting will be our responsibility.
I move to approve the early voting as presented by Jen Barnes.
And I second it.
Motion and second, any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. All right, 11 is to consider and or approve the benchmark copier agreement for the county attorney's office. Is Craig on? Yeah, I didn't know if he wanted to say anything about it, but I have a copy of the agreement. This, and of course, he has looked over it, and it is as stated previously, except because they didn't submit that, because he didn't have the contract. The price has gone up a little bit. He has money in his budget.
Make a motion, we approve the copier agreement.
I'll second.
Motion and second, any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. All right, item 12, consider and or approve the LED retrofit grant contract.
So this is the contract between Seco and the county that I sent out to you guys, that we are going to put the LED infrastructure into the library. They will fund up to 60,000, and 12,000 of that, 20% will match that out of our capital improvement line item. We've got Caltex doing the work. well, once we get this signed, we'll get with them, and then probably in the next 2 or 3 months, we'll get in there and get it done, and we have a calendar year to get the work complete. It's gonna take about a month.
And Craig has
And correct, yes.
approved the
Craig
contract.
Has looked it over, he does.
So when we make, in one of the items on the contract, it states we'll make monthly reports.
That's all I need.
Is that on you? Okay,
I get to do all that good stuff.
okay.
So it's gonna go up for bids, right?
No, we already got, it's below 50,000, so.
Oh,
We got
okay,
three. I already
okay.
chose the contract. We went out, I got estimates before to figure out if we needed to go out officially for bids or if it would stand at 50,000. So
When I
yeah.
first saw your report, I thought, oh my gosh, it's gonna cost $72,000,
Yeah.
you know, with their 60 and or 12, you know.
And that's not to exceed amounts, so, yeah,
Yeah,
we'll stay
okay.
under 50.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
Will we get that money in before long, or will it be after the project?
It'll be during the project. They don't send out money until they invoice
Okay,
us or
so
them.
they're gonna invoice you and we're gonna pay and then we'll get the reimbursement on it? Okay.
This is really great that this opportunity came available to us and that Chris
was.
got that information in, got that approved. Because this is a project that Chris has wanted to do at the library for a while, but you know, we're just trying to figure out where we're gonna get the money, and then this grant became available, so
Thank you,
it's great.
Chris.
Awesome.
That's a
So
good deal.
motion to approve the LED retrofit grant contract.
And I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All right, item 13 is to consider and or approve our train service agreement. Okay, this is the service agreement on the chiller. Evidently we had a 10-year contract when they put that in 10 years ago, and that has since ended. This is a year-to-year contract for maintenance on the chiller. And I sent you all, and I talked to Eddie about this too. And I mean, we know we're pretty much stuck with train until that chiller takes, you know, its little last breath. And then we might decide to go in another direction. But for now, since they're the ones that put it in,
Being a year-to-year contract, I'm okay with 15,000, so looks right.
it is.
So between now and next year, we need to find another way.
Okay,
And I don't have any problems with doing it for 1 year.
for now.
Come this time next year, I think we need to do something different, and we got to get away from train.
Yep.
So I'd make a motion to approve the contract for 1 year for train.
Yeah, this is a 1-year contract.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? And Craig has reviewed that and okayed it. All right, item 14, consider and or approve the tech share service addendum. This is from the district attorney's office. Mark has reviewed the contract and has approved, just needs our okay on it.
Service addendum.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. Okay, item 15 is to consider and or approve action concerning the redistricting of Hutchinson County election precincts. So I just got this information from John this morning. The mapping person had some illnesses, so we don't actually have the actual maps, but he said that he would get those. He did send the order over. He said we may simply vote to conform the election and JP boundaries to the earlier changes that we made, and then attach the maps later as they get those completed. But he sent this information this morning, and there's no real election precinct changes other than those JP precincts that we moved the boundaries, but we kept them in their precincts, so there should be no polling issues.
So I'll make a motion that we approve stated boundaries.
And I'll say,
He did send a narrative with no changes other than conforming to the most recent changes in our boundaries for commissioners precincts 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then our JP precincts
So the initial one that they sent us is the one that they're talking about, and we've seen it.
Yes,
So there's no
Yes.
changes to that.
there won't be any election. The election precincts are going to stay the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was important. So,
Commissioner 1 is 11 and 14, Commissioner 2, 21 and 23, Commissioner 3, 31 and 33, and Commissioner 4, 41. Oh, well, there's a typo on there. 41 and 42. Okay, got it.
well, we basically approved that earlier.
Yes,
Right.
this is just supplemental and final order adopting the revised political boundaries.
And I'll make a motion to that effect.
Okay,
I'll second.
motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? And once I get those final maps, I'll be sure and send that out to all of y'all. So
All right.
y'all
thank you.
have that information too, as well as it is on file for public review in the county clerk's office.
Love to have that map though.
Yeah. All right, item 16, discussion and take any necessary action related to COVID-19 and the American Rescue Plan.
We don't have a PowerPoint this morning, but I just pulled up the current case numbers for this county. So currently confirmed cases 3,229, probable cases 949, fatalities are 99. It's up 3 since last meeting. Our active cases are at 244. Our active cases are still increasing.
They did get down below 100 for a while, but now they've just, since the holidays, just steadily increasing every day.
And from the hospital this morning, they said they had 4 patients with COVID in the hospital. 1 employee out.
So.
Current, this is statewide numbers, current COVID patients in hospitals, 3,117, and then pediatric patients in the hospital, 73. COVID-19 patients on ventilators, 566. So in our region, the top 25 counties, we have 208 COVID patients in the hospital. 127 are in general bed, 78 are in ICU. We have 3 COVID pediatric patients in the hospital. And 25 COVID patients admitted in the last 24 hours. 58 of those COVID patients are on ventilators. That's all I have.
We are having a partnership with the Meals on Wheels, and there's some people coming out to do some vaccine clinics. When are those scheduled?
December 16th.
Yes.
Well, this is the Opportunity Center with Meals on Wheels. We kind of all got together to do it's like a vaccine clinic at the Opportunity Center, but there's also one in Fridge. There's actually
Celebration.
4 different dates there.
Yeah.
We all kind of, they kind of gave us a grant, or didn't give us a grant. They had some money available to put together a flyer. You might have seen it in your mail. It's a green.
Yeah, I got mine this weekend in the
Green
mail.
flyer that came out. That we're doing some more in-community vaccine clinics instead of like big venues like gymnasiums and things like that. We're doing kind of more small community-based vaccine clinics.
And they also are offering to come to people's homes that are unable to get out. So home, they'll go to your house if you're unable to get out. So. It's a good thing. Anything else on that? Okay. All right, item 17 is to consider and or approve our American Rescue Plan project grants. So the committee met last week and reviewed the proposed grant applications that we have had. So we've got, Jerry, do you want to start with the Spillman and address that?
So I'll give you all kind of a little bit of a breakdown of what the committee met December 6th to go over the Spillman data conversion piece that we still needed to plug in. Last meeting, I did approve the initial start of the project, which we were able to get the jail people in on their training and started the training on that. We got a couple other trainings set up, so we're already rolling along with the training in these movement system. On the data conversion side, this is the piece that we need to figure out. We met with the committee and having a couple of different options that we were looking at as far as the option presented would be the best bang for the buck for the county and the benefit for the county, but in the long run, save the county as much money as possible. Year 2 and 3, when we start getting into annual maintenance years. So the initial startup is the hit, and then after that, the annual maintenance will start lightening up the per year cost. So on the Spillman data conversion with the committee, it decided to present with the SQL database conversion, which is Spillman will host and build a database, and then we'll pull up backup data from Odyssey to put into that SQL database. So at the time where we go live on the new system, at that point, we can search and query any old data in the system. So we'll always have access to that data, and incident reports, citations, whatever we need to get into, we can have that information available. And then also a couple of when I was going through this, a couple of holes that I found as far as with Sheriff's Office currently uses CopSync for e-citation or citations, and then with the ability to look at the traffic modeling and stuff like that too. There's a couple of additional modules that we had added into this final presentation. So you'll have the data, the RMS and the gel data SQL conversion, and then you'll have the e-citation, which gives Sheriff's Office the ability when they write a citation, they can do it in the vehicle on their terminal, submit it to the JP's office, have that integration with the JPs. It's kind of how DPS started doing it. It's just kind of behind the time getting that done, but this will allow us to get that going. And then also the evidence module, which is allowing them to categorize and book evidence and keep track of evidence better. It has all the tools in there to do that as well. Then the traffic module as well, with records and vehicle records and things like that. But with the total amount, you gave everybody one but myself. So the total amount with the SQL conversion, the e-citation, traffic, and evidence is the $64,350.55. The annual maintenance with those additional modules would be $7,220 a year. So currently, right now, with just the jail manager side, with Odyssey, we paid $32,500 per year, and CopSync $9,500. So it's $42,000 per year that we're currently paying for those two modules. by eliminating those and going with these additional deals, we're gonna get $7,220 per year, which at year two, you're looking at about $34,780 per year you would save in your annual maintenance cost. I did attach the official quote from Spillman. Let's bring it on back.
Just for redundancy, we pay the 64, we approved the 64, 350, 55 today. And then going forward, it'll be $7,220 every year thereafter, as opposed to the 42,000 every year that we're currently paying. That makes it, we would be foolish to not do that huge of a savings.
It's a very dramatic difference as far as Odyssey and their annual maintenance stuff. It's a very, very big difference.
And so in your subcommittee for the ARP funds, the subcommittee said thumbs up all across.
And this one, we have two different funds, and Kathy, correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, but the two different funds, we have the ARP funds, which is the grant funding, and we have lost revenue. And so when we decided the county had pulled that lost revenue, we had that set up in its own fund, and we can take these projects and fund them out of lost revenue. That's what this project would fund out of. So,
With the
And there were like 3 different options that we had talked about, that, getting our own server and letting Josh take that over and have to certify it. And that was the cheapest option.
So all you need from us today is just to approve.
All of these projects were, the committee met, approved, and are now bringing them to the court for approval.
Okay.
Okay. So, and right now, let's see, we had $1,051,389 in our lost revenue. And if the Spillman project is approved, that $64,350, take that out, we'll have $987,038.45 left in our lost revenue. Correct, Kathy? So that's the Spillman project. Do y'all want to talk about these individually or collectively? Do you want to take a vote on that project first, and then we'll move to the next project? Okay.
Yeah, let's vote.
All right. So do y'all have any questions for Jerry on the Spillman project? Okay.
So I move to approve moving forward with the $64,350.55 in as proposed.
And that will come out of the lost revenue.
Lost revenue.
I'll second.
Okay, motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. All right, let's see. We have a couple of IT projects, but for security reasons, we're going to break into executive session for those. So we'll just save those till last, and we'll go through the rest of the projects. Okay, the jail has requested $2,762.15 for additional mattresses, uniforms, what else? Towels, I think, things that they could increase their supply and be able to rotate those out more frequently and get them cleaned. Correct, Sheriff?
In a nutshell.
Yeah. Just basically more inventory so they can practice better hygiene. And that would come out of the ARP money, which we have $351,809.84 left after the tower and the radios. And so that would come out of that, the jail.
Make the motion, we approve the jail submission out of the ARP funds.
Okay, motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All right, the county judge has asked for $2,520. Basically, this is just to update the AV here in the courtroom and add some additional speakers, additional cameras, so we can continue to stream our meetings for Commissioners Court, as well as do any additional Zoom or for our docket for our county court. So it's just an upgrade to the courtroom,
And how much was it?
$2,520. Thank you. Oh, and a new computer, so that allows us to have
And that's under 2,000?
more ports. Yep, we've got a couple of bids.
That's in
Thank you, Russell and Jerry
Okay.
for that.
2,000. All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I've got a bid on it.
I move
Yeah,
to
go ahead.
approve the purchase of the upgrading of the AV and the county court.
No, second it.
Okay, motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. Okay, let's talk about the airport. So we had a proposal from the airport to put in some new big doors in the Piper hangar. And the bid that we received from Serco is 67,203. So now that triggers that we're over 50, we're gonna have to go out for bids. So, but Dennis, correct me if I'm wrong, he thought maybe we could get that a little cheaper and just do part of it, but after some discussion, because of the age of that, it's really best to just go ahead and probably redo everything so we don't have any additional problems, instead of maybe just replacing track that needs to be replaced, because those are big doors on that hangar. And the reason that we're moving, or that was suggested to the committee, is because Apollo, who does our med transports, some of them, has a bigger helicopter that they want to put in there, as well as do maintenance on their fixed wing, and do full operational maintenance, correct? Yes, run it out of the Piper. So we really need to replace those doors and do it completely. But we're probably going to have to go out for bids at this point.
I actually talked to the helicopter people and they said, now this is just the mechanics, but they said they want in that hangar real bad and they may help with that.
Yes, I have been told that also.
Yeah,
But they're-
no, I have nothing written down.
No,
So is this something we can go out for bids and have it ready by the 28th?
I would think so. If we get that, what do you think, Pam? If we get, we need to go out for bids. We need a bid spec, which just whatever it was you gave Serco.
Sorry, we didn't replace the doors. It's just the metal tracks.
The tracks. So we just need some specs for that bid, and then we'll get that posted, and hopefully could do something the 28th, possibly. I don't know. We'd have to get, I don't know. Yeah, I think it has to be posted a couple weeks. So maybe we could address it, get it posted, hopefully address it at the first meeting in January.
So we, remind me, are we in a crunch for,
Well, Apollo is wanting in there as soon as
okay,
possible.
so it's
So
for
they can
benefit of the
house
people
their,
using it.
yeah, so they can house that helicopter, and
That's where the jets were located and we just got them cleared out of there, right, Dennis? We got all of them out. So that's what the holdup was. But they're gone now, but the doors need to be fixed.
Is it doors or tracks?
Well, the tracks, I'm saying doors. The doors are on the tracks,
Okay.
but
So
you have
we're
to,
not replacing the doors though, we're replacing tracks and
Right.
concrete.
operational part.
and they're big enough to lift them off. They have to have all kinds of equipment, heavy equipment to get them off.
Those doors are 20 feet tall and 8 feet wide. They're very heavy.
So that's where a lot of the cost comes in.
Okay, so what was the price, Cindy, of that?
67,203.
So, but you're gonna bid that out.
We'll have to since it's over 50. So we'll get Dennis on that specs and stuff.
Okay, we're thinking about that out of lost revenue or the.
That would qualify, we thought that would qualify for ARP.
So I hate to, did y'all talk about this in the meeting?
We
In the
did,
subcommittee?
yes,
little bit,
yeah, we
because
talked
didn't
about
know
it.
the price.
Yeah. But we talked about how much really needed to be replaced, and then we decided, well, then Dennis came back with all that track and concrete needs to be replaced to do it right. We can't just do part of it.
I'm a little nervous because I don't think y'all have done the research yet. Everybody, I know y'all have numbers and stuff, but I don't know yet. I mean, I guess we go out, what are we wanting, y'all? We just need to go out for bids?
Yeah.
Is that all we need? Okay.
Yeah.
I move that that we approve going out for bids on this project.
Second that.
Okay, we have a motion and second to go out for bids on the airport project. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. And then the final project, Jerry, do you want to address that?
The next project is the first subrecipient application that the committee is bring to y'all. This one is the request from Stephanie Palmer at the Border Pharmacy. They are currently offering the monoclonal antibody infusions at the clinic there at the pharmacy. So if you need to get a monoclonal infusion, you can go to the pharmacy and they can provide those. With that, there's a couple of other medical things that they have to do. They have to monitor for up to an hour, some vital signs and things like that. So she had put in a request to the committee to purchase an automatic external defibrillator, an AED, for her site, so she can have it available if something happened up at her clinic for infusions. She requested up to $3,000. That's including supplies, operating, and then the AED itself. So like pads, the batteries, and then the defibrillator itself. She put in their supplies and operating $1,500, and then the AED was $1,500.
Has that ever been done before? I mean, an off-site, off the county property?
Well, because we have the availability of the ARP funds, yes. I mean, we could approve that but no, not in a normal situation with county money.
But I
This
mean,
is ARP
batteries have
funds.
to be checked, replaced or whatever, I know from the insurance.
Yeah,
people.
absolutely.
So are we responsible for that too?
No, just this is an initial,
Oh, one time?
Yeah.
And another thing that we had in the committee had discussed with sub-recipient grants is that in a lot of these situations, the counties would be responsible for monitoring the spending of that money once it's distributed.
and the reporting.
And the reporting of those funds. So with that being said, it was better for the county to do only reimbursement grants and sub-recipients. So where they would have to go out and purchase it, and they would have to provide the documentation, the receipts and whatnot, for us to actually turn around and give them the money for the equipment at that point. But to give them the money beforehand and then having to audit or go in and look at how they're spending it after that would be, honestly, I don't know how we would.
Labor intensive
Yeah, yeah.
for,
And this
Yes.
is just because they've helped us with all the other COVID stuff. There are county pharmacy or,
No, they're not the county pharmacy. They're just a pharmacy involved in the vaccine distribution. We've partnered with them on a couple of vaccine clinics. As far as a specific, this is the only pharmacy that offering the monoclonal antibody infusion. which is more whenever you have to medically monitor them for that period of time. And then with this type of lane fusion, she wants to have the capability of using this device if necessary.
So if we say yes to this pharmacy and another pharmacy comes to us, what do we do with that? It's case by case.
It does open a door, so we've discussed that numerous times. It does open a door for subrecipient, but in the ARP funds, it does specifically point out outreach, community outreach, and community involvement with some of these funds. I mean, it breaks it down to, honestly, to break it down into individuals even, where you can do rent payments and you can do all kinds of different.
Isn't she the only one that's offering that infusion?
Correct.
Yeah. So there might be what closes the door to the other
And
pharmacies.
that is why the ARP committee approved this specific one, was because it was the monoclonal antibody infusion center, the only one in Hutchinson County.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Any questions on that?
I'll make a motion and we approve that.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on that project? All in favor? Okay.
I would like to apologize when I said y'all haven't done the work, that I didn't come across correctly. That was offensive and I didn't mean it that way.
It's too late.
It's too late, we're finished.
I'm sorry.
Okay, the other two projects are IT projects, so we're gonna break and go into executive committee to Okay.
Uh-oh, did yours start working?
They use mine. It doesn't blow any breakers.
We went out at 10:12, I believe.
They sent that to me trying to get me to buy. No, they
Back
sent
at
it to me trying to
10:36.
get me to buy more pens.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot.
That was running out on the first.
Yeah, that's right.
Can I see your pen?
It's got my name on it.
Okay, item 19 on our agenda is to take any necessary action from our executive session.
I move to approve the IT project bid estimate contingent on the amount contingent on a formal bid matching that amount.
And is this just
For
for both projects? There are two projects.
the security project. Accurate.
Yeah. And I'll make a motion that,
I second.
well,
Okay, hold
Chris's
on.
motion.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on that first project? All in favor? Okay, and then we have the backhaul.
I'll make a motion that we accept the backhaul bid. And I
Okay.
don't know if I need to do anything else on that, but
All right, do we have a second on that? Okay, motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay, and those both will be out of our ARP funds as they do qualify. Okay. Item 20 is to consider and or approve the burn ban or rescind the burn ban.
Currently, the Hutchinson County drought index, we're at a 547. Continues to increase. We did have a fireworks holiday coming up for New Year's. It specifically states in the code that we have to be a 575 or higher. We didn't put any restrictions on those.
And that has to be done today.
Yeah, it had to be done today, so we didn't meet that threshold.
Well, no, not today, the 15th, but we don't have a meeting
Last-
between them.
We didn't meet that threshold to implement any restrictions on fireworks sales. But
That's insane.
yeah.
It has to be that dry.
I think the big difference is our fuel loading here is fine fuels. So they break it down into fine fuels, 1 hour, 10 hour, 100 hour, and 1,000-hour fuels. So they're like the thickness of the fuel. If you look at a huge tree, 1,000-hour fuel, and we over here have a fine fuel mix. So our dryness here will actually reach a volatile state a lot sooner than it will if you live, in East Texas. But these people that run these numbers and do all this are in Austin. So it varies differently. That's why when we look at burn bans, we usually look at the 500 mark instead of going a little higher. We try to implement burn ban a little sooner in our area just because of the fuel loading. But as far as the burn ban, I would continue the burn ban on until further notice.
Can I ask a related question regarding the fireworks? Since I've been commissioner, I noticed that any firework or one fireworks stand always asks for permission, but other ones open up. I don't really know our rules on
So
this.
there's different holidays where they have to
Legal
come to the court
fireworks holidays.
specifically for permission to sell fireworks.
Each firework owner or just,
No, it's
if
just-
one comes, they all
Correct.
can. If one representative from the firework industry says, can I sell? And we say yes to them, then we say yes to everybody.
Right.
Oh,
If
okay.
they come and ask for permission, the court issues an order that fireworks can be sold because we're
And
not.
so it applies to
Oh,
everybody.
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's just if one person can do it for all of it.
So if no one comes in January, because is that an actual legal holiday?
That is
It's a
an actual
legal-
Oh, okay, so they don't
holiday.
have to ask for that.
We
day.
have to meet the requirements for the drought index to do any restrictions. because
Okay,
it's an actual-
That makes sense.
And you know, all we restrict are sticks and fins, basically.
Sticks and.
Sticks and fins, you know,
Any
things
fireworks Saturday.
that go up in the air.
Oh, okay.
Sticks and fins.
Anyway, that was funny. I was thinking sharks and hot dogs.
Well,
Or
yeah,
corn dogs.
or that, corn dogs.
There is the, like, the extreme drought proclamation or something that you can.
If you're
It's
under
a
a
disaster.
disaster declaration, you can restrict fireworks sales completely. I don't think we're to that point yet, but who knows?
I mean, after
There's part of
Wednesday,
it.
we might be under a disaster
There's part of the
declaration. Who
county
knows?
that- I mean, it's 624 at the highest in the county. That is crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So-
after Wednesday and those winds, they said the winds are gonna be worse than this week.
Yeah.
Yep,
So-
yep.
Friday,
And on the,
will drive it.
like for, like Wednesday, or like last Friday, we do a lot of preparation work and with our, computer system and stuff like that. Throughout the county, we put in all, available resources, like all the fire departments, our Texas Forest Service, they send us constant updates of what they have available. Like currently they have 2 dozers, 3 motor graders, and they actually put aircraft up there as well. So we'll have the availability. So we're able to, now with technology, so we're able to plug in and get that information, real quick and be able to request for those assistance pretty quick.
Do they have that in Amarillo for the panhandle?
The one that's,
Children.
the aircraft is currently in Abilene,
Okay.
but we get about an hour and a half response time. It really depends on how quick we call them.
Yeah,
Okay.
when that fire hit off around Phillips, I mean, they showed up quick with those
And we
aircraft.
had some big aircraft.
Yeah. it was-
Yeah,
it was
they have had them at
awesome
the
to look.
airport,
Yeah.
you know, the prop planes.
Yeah, we right now with the current conditions, you have to reach a certain condition for the state, because that's all purchased through state funding. So we have to hit a certain criteria where the state will contract out these aircraft services and then position them around the state. It's available, and like I said, we're already getting prepared for Wednesday as well. It's just
And they do an amazing job of preparation and,
it's intense.
yeah,
Putting all that together.
they are. They do a great job.
Sounds like their hands are tied. We can ask everybody not to do any fireworks
Right,
and use your common sense.
No sharks and corn dogs.
right. Sorry.
I love that. That's-
Okay, thanks, Jerry. So no action on the burn ban.
Cigarettes, dragon.
All right, item 21, consider and or approve disposal of obsolete office equipment. I have not received any requests. 22, accept certificates of completion from elected or appointed officials.
I do not have any.
23, consider and or approve request for the use of the club rooms at the Border Library or Fritch.
So I've got one at Porter. December 24th, we have a Christmas dinner that they're going to set up for.
Oh,
I have quite a few in fridge. I have on one that's already passed, Christmas gathering on the 5th of December, on the 11th, a birthday party, on the 14th, a meeting, on the 18th, a family Christmas, and on the 24th, a family Christmas.
thank you.
It's impressive. Ain't that all? I'm impressed by it.
Don't let it.
If you need it.
I don't.
Item 24 is to consider and or approve line item changes, transfers, and or budget amendments. Do you have anything for us, Pam? Okay, thank you. 25 is to consider and or approve advertising, opening, accepting, or awarding bids. Don't believe we have anything out at present. Correct, Pam? That you're aware of? No bids out as far as we know? Okay. Item 26, consider and or approve donations to Hutchinson County. Did we have one, Jerry?
We'll have the LAPC is looking at doing a donation for the Hutchinson County Emergency Services Unit or volunteer organization for a enclosed trailer to store equipment. Phillips has given the money to the LAPC, and the LAPC is looking at giving that to the ESU. But they just approved that in the LAPC meeting last week. So probably the next commissioner's court, I'll probably bring something.
Okay.
Or donation.
For acceptance, okay, all right. Item 27, accept reports from elected or appointed officials.
I have county clerk, district clerk, JP1, JP2, library, airport, and I have 3 from Dwayne from October the 25th through December the 12th.
Okay.
And that's all I have.
All right, item 28, discussion of county judges and commissioners precinct daily operations.
I want to announce that the stock show is going to be January the 4th in Pampa because the dome won't be finished until now after February sometime. They've had delays because they haven't gotten their stuff in that they needed to finish.
We're out in Pampa.
At their livestock facility, I guess. I don't know where it's at. I need to find out.
I thought it
But
Oh,
and then January the 5th, they're going to have the sale at the Catholic Church gym
here in Borger?
in Border. Yeah.
Okay,
Stock show sales and what?
Yeah. Yeah, the sale of the animals. They're
The
going to have.
shows in Pampa, but the sales here.
Right, right. Well, and they had to have it early. That's early.
Yeah,
Usually they
it's
have it at the end of January,
29th or so.
but that's the only time that Pampa allotted us to use that, or you let them use it.
Okay,
I've raised donations for them, so from everybody, all the heads of the departments and the commissioners, and they appreciate that. They said thank you.
Just it's the 5th, the livestock show is the 5th through the 8th, and the sale is the 8th. of January,
Where'd you get that?
From them, the Livestock Association.
Really? Well, the girl that's heading it told me it was going to be on the 4th and then the sale on
And
the
that's their
5th.
flyers, because they do several days. It's the 5th through the 8th at the Bull Barns in Tampa. And then the sale is going to be at St. John's on the 8th.
And she told me the 4th and the 5th. Maybe it's changed. So keep them both.
and
in
what
mind.
day
I
did you
can-
say the sale was?
The 8th.
Okay, the
at
8th.
St. John's Road.
Okay,
Catholic School Gym.
right.
St. John's.
Okay.
Saturday.
Okay,
Also at the airport, Dennis called me and said, we've got 2 big jets coming in. That's unusual. And that was on Friday night. So I went down there and the first one came in and it was huge, huge, the biggest that we can land there. Usually airports, bigger airports charge a fee for that, up to $1,500, I found out, just for them to park there. And that's all they did. They didn't get any fuel. They came from Las Vegas. So I was curious to know what the deal was. Well, the actors out here for 1883 came in. So I've got pictures if anybody wants to see them. But I didn't tell anybody. I didn't make a big deal because they had already requested to drive through the gate and straight to the airplane. And if there had been a big crowd there, then they would have done that. But they did come through. I met them. It was really neat. I was lucky, I guess. So, so that was pretty neat to have
yeah,
that.
that is very cool.
Yeah, and the pilot told me, I got to know that pilot, and he said, next time we come, we'll get fuel. So, or charge us, he said, charge us. Said they can afford it. So I'll talk to Dennis about that, and we'll say, now we can't charge Phillips's big jet. And you know why? They're furnishing us fuel at cheap prices. So that's the attraction to the border airport.
Yes.
So anyway, we'll have some discussions at their board meetings.
Anything else, precinct?
So at the hometown Christmas event, the museum was open and they did crafts for the kids and had a photo booth. We had about 150 visitors in the museum. So it was a really good
Saw a
event.
bunch of
And the
pictures.
city did a great job. It was a
Yeah,
really
they
good-
did. That was an
it was
awesome
a really
event.
great event, really run well, and it was good. I mean, the weather helps too, but it
Yes.
was a great turnout.
We'll,
Okay, anything else?
Yes, Jerry and I've been working on nuisance properties in Fridge. And I've reached out to someone to bid on the nuisance properties. we have a very limited budget regarding that. And so I found two companies, one in Pampa and one in Fritch, actually. And they're gonna go out and kind of survey one of the properties that we're looking at. I know in times past that we've used our road bridge crew to help do some of that. And I know it was to save money, but really they don't have time to do that kind of stuff. And I think if it may take some ingenuity and maybe some negotiating with these companies that's what they do. So it doesn't have any pull on our road and bridge crew to do that unless we have just a little bit of stuff to do. So not only are we working on these two properties, but we have quite a bit of people coming in, getting septic systems and but not filling out the paperwork, not coming through the county to get the permits and all of that. And I really am at a loss on how to crack down. I know my job as commissioner isn't to be the police guy to walk around and go, hey, but speaking with the gentleman who comes in from Spearman, the one we contract, he says we have a lot of people out in Lake Meredith Harbor, Sage Mesa area that are just breaking the law regarding their septic and their water well digging. And actually not even coming through the county to get permits, just putting those in.
Doesn't the company that puts those in have to
They
get
do it
permitted?
themselves. They do self-installation.
Septic system. Not a septic.
Yeah, they can just,
They can put
and they're putting them
septic
in there
system
themselves. Yeah,
You can do it yourself, but there's no police.
yeah.
There's only certain people that can put in water wells, so they have to.
Yes. Well, he just mentioned probably water wells too, but we didn't know. But we have counted 25 people.
I've seen
that
a
we
lot
know.
of septic systems put in.
Yeah.
Let's
So
go do it.
he and I are gonna work on that next month in January. We're gonna start some kind of figuring out what to do with that. We'll visit with Jerry and kind of get a game plan on that.
We, speaking of that, we had a nuisance property in precinct 1 out at Texroy. And the neighbors were complaining. They said it's fire hazard. They'd already had a fire there. But the people that own it are tearing that place down board by board, but it's expensive for the county to go out there and
Yes.
do that and find the time. But the expense is the main thing. So we talked to Jerry about it and we've gone through the process and let them take care of it. It's being done, so the people are happy. When we're just kind of letting it gradually go, but there's a lot of processes that.
You were lying word by word around there. I was like.
I know, I count them when I go by. But they're doing something.
Yeah, most of the nuisance properties are, as Jerry said, are out in the Fritch area. And we only budgeted $15,000 each year to do that. Well, it usually costs about.
It's like half a lot.
Yeah. 20 to
Yeah.
take it, to tear down trailer houses and things like that. And that's what these two nuisance properties are. I also have been negotiating or visiting with the landowners to have them help us do their portion of it and to kind of be in compliance that way. The problem with most of these, and especially this current one that we're working on, is the gentleman has passed away. And there isn't any family locally that will want to do anything with that. And so it's really a difficult thing because they think, well, that was his problem, not ours. And so we're kind of working on that. I do want to, in the future, maybe look at, I don't want to separate the precincts, but I would like to say, I would like precinct 2 to have 15,000 by itself and present that to the budget next year. Kind of set up my own little nuisance property cleanup goal for precinct 2. So just heads up, I'll be presenting that as well as some septic monitoring money allotted in just my precinct. So
That'll come out of the road and bridge fund anyway,
what does?
for the nuisance, right? Or does that come out of your?
We have our own line.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
on.
okay. Sorry.
That's of course, the cleanup of properties, the problem that's always run into is the legal aspect.
Yeah, we looked at
And
all of
there's
that.
lien holders, there's property owners.
Yeah.
People, you can't just go clean them up.
No, there's, and all of
There's a
those,
strict
yeah, we have all the process.
legal process. that
I've
we
cleaned
have
up
to go
20 or 10 properties as mayor, so I know the process and all that. There is also, they have to ship it to Bushland because we don't really have anywhere to haul our the refuge of all of that. So anyway, just something to give you a heads up.
Okay, good. Anything else?
I have one thing I wanted.
Oh, yeah.
This is really to kind of, this last weekend, y'all, I'm sure y'all seen the storms and the tornadoes in Arkansas and Kentucky. So just looking at some of our numbers, a couple of years ago, the Commissioners Court had approved us to get this mass emergency alerting and notification system. And this right here is, I would really like to try to get this pushed out more to the public. We have some Facebook scrolling signups and things like that. But if you are in the community and you can push this, you just go to the Hutchinson County webpage. It's the first page here, right under the courthouse picture, it's emergency alert sign up. You go to that, it's pretty quick to sign up. We have there's over 100 weather alerts specifically. Just weather alerts that you can sign up for or not sign up for. It's just click a box if you want to get high wind warning or fire weather danger. There's all kinds of. So.
And I have actually had a few people in talking with them that have just complimented us on that. They're like, they love to get those alerts so they know kind of what they've got the heads up, they feel like.
Some of them are like I said, that I got my wind advisory at
2 in the morning.
Yeah.
That happens every wind advisory at 2 in the morning.
Some of those you might want to turn off. It's okay.
How do we turn them off? I'm curious.
I think you can set,
With this system, I can actually go in and change your setting to turn off and turn on stuff. But you can also, when you're going in and setting up your account, you just have a username. Go in there and turn it off, turn it on, whatever.
Because as a pastor, those 2 o'clock in the mornings are usually something I have to take. And then when I see it says emergency.
high wind, and you're like, yep, I heard that.
So,
But one of the benefits of the system is we have with the older system that we had, I could not go in and change settings. You had to know your username and password. Yeah. And when there's an elderly individual that honestly doesn't even have a computer at their house, there's a lot of those, and they would call me and ask me, and I couldn't do it for them. This system, they can call me and I can actually go in and change their settings for them.
oh, that's awesome.
Fix it. But I really wanted to push this to get it out to the public and get more people signed up for this. As whenever springtime comes around, we do start having severe weather. And honestly, with the fire danger that's picking up, this is where you're going to get a lot of your alerts from. Not just weather alerts, but community alerts too. Like I sent one out the other day to Double Diamond, area in Fritch for a water outage. I can isolate certain areas of the county. I just want to send it to the residents that's registered in this area. I can do that. So y'all can push it out as much as you can. It would be beneficial.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Oh, another thing, sorry, at the annex, I did approve the sheriff's department. They can pay for it in their budget for a sign out in the front that says sheriff's department, similar to the one that the border police department has. Now, we would have to do brickwork later, but they.
I think the sheriff, I don't know where he went.
Yeah.
Sheriff told me about that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Great.
kind of think we needed it.
Yeah, that's great.
The old sign's falling down, so nobody reads it anyway. So.
Okay, anything else? All right, let's move on to item 29. Consider and or approve the sale of struck up tax properties or tax deeds. We got quite a few this time. Okay, let's start with, we have a whole bunch with the Casimir Investments. So out of Precinct 1, we have 303 Caliche Street. The bid was $14,771, and the appraisal on that was $39,400. Do you have anything, Gary?
The house looks like a nice house. I mean, it's got siding on the outside. I hadn't seen the inside, but That seems kind of cheap to me for a $39,000 house. I guess these people come in and buy the loan. Is that how they do this? I
Well,
mean,
they bid on them through the tax sales. So they got to pay the back taxes too.
Oh, okay. So, and we don't know what that is.
They don't pay up to
Oh, I
taxes.
thought they did.
I don't think so.
If
Oh.
if they buy it from somebody privately, they have. to
Oh,
pay
okay.
back taxes, but on these,
Not in the county.
Hmm.
Okay, sorry, my
Well,
my mistake.
it's
it
a
just,
weird.
yeah, I just don't understand how it's like, they're selling the property and they're gonna sell it again. So, I don't know. What do y'all think?
What was the
The CAD value is 39.4. The bid, well,
14,771.
right.
And that's Casimir Investment.
So the money's been received on all of these so far, and it's being held per our approval on all these. That doesn't mean we have to approve them. We can say, no, we want to counter it at a different price.
So how
So
long,
I will tell you.
how long was it on the tax roll?
I don't know.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
see.
I
If I've
wasn't
got
sure
the-
if this is included in your new part or if it's still in mine. It's still in mine because we don't have the maps yet.
I don't have that information. I have it when they come from the tag office,
Oh,
but
okay.
this is from the Texas Communities Group.
Oh, okay.
So were you gonna say something, Chris?
Well, I don't know if, this investment group is, I don't know if we can talk about all of the bids they collectively put in together, but is that legal to talk about that type of stuff?
I
What
don't
we're
know.
about to talk
1,
about on
2,
mine,
3, 4, 5,
most of mine-
6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 bids.
Yeah, I have 7 properties. Most of mine are 100% of the CAD value or even above it. So, it kind of, if he's buying all these, some of it might kind of cancel each other out as far as value.
I don't know the system, how they're doing this.
Yeah.
So they haven't paid
It's a
in
lot.
So they've got some that are above the CAD value.
Oh, yeah, there's
mine-
one.
So
2014.
I don't know.
Oh,
I can't read that.
I was looking at it wrong, sorry. I thought it was
This one's
2004.
way
Yeah,
under,
like,
that
yeah,
one is.
like
see,
I have
look at
So
several.
they
that.
haven't paid since
So that
14.
kind of cushions
So-
some of the other ones that.
See, yours.
see, mine's way under.
We have
39 to
this one
14.
condemned
Yeah, but
city
with
board.
theirs, that's what I was gonna say condemned, with
Yeah, this
theirs,
is
you don't know
amount
how much
paid.
work he's gonna have to put into it. That might
That
say
might
their
be-
appraised value is 30, but he might have to do 20,000 foundation work on it
So
or
what-
internal.
Yeah,
When Border. took
this
it,
understand,
it stayed
it's
zero.
condemned, I got the sign on it,
It's a sign of order.
Yeah.
trust.
so that was not, and the value's not the same.
I don't ever understand.
Yeah,
those things. I'll look at it.
So in other words, the CAD value could be off. It would have to be off. Why
See,
didn't
the
they?
CAD value is
39.
almost the same, but the house is different.
I don't know. It just seemed
Yeah,
low
we
to
wouldn't
me.
have it if they were paying the taxes on it.
It just seemed really low. That's 25,000 lower. 24,000.
But if these actually sell with the sheriff's sale, what could totally happen with
The current.
that? Well, I mean,
No, that's what he was.
None.
that's
If
what I'm
once
saying.
Well, I mean-
Border takes them on, they zero. on it. 'Cause they're
What are we
on
debating
taxes.
Well, on this property, I just thought it was a little low, but knowing what y'all know now, I didn't know that. Maybe it'll round itself off if we accept all of them. See what I'm saying? From 39.4 is the CAD value to 14,771 is what they're gonna give for it.
But it also, CAD, like Ben was saying too, that's the same amount of a condemned house. You never know how much you have to put into a house either. So,
Right.
He could have
CAD
put
value is
20,000 in
It's not
that. So,
It's not.
No,
always up
and I
to
know
date,
that.
accurate.
I realize, but shouldn't it be close, or why didn't the people that owned it before say, hey, this house is,
They didn't want it, obviously.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's falling
Well-
apart. Why can't you get the CAD
CAD
value
value
down?
is just, unless somebody asks for it to be looked at, then
That's what I mean.
it's never adjusted.
I guess people don't know that, but I don't know. Well, what do y'all think? I'm asking for your advice also. Do you think we ought to go ahead and accept it with the conditions of the other properties?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, okay,
I'm about to tell us.
okay, I'll go ahead and make a motion to accept the 14,771 bid
Okay.
for that house.
Okay,
I'll second.
we have a motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. Right, the next property is in precinct 3. We have a couple of properties. Do I have more than one? Oh, you have those. Okay, well, let's start with 1105 Pine Street. And that Casimir Investments has submitted a bid of $1,517. The CAD value is $940.
Totally okay with that price. There's no improvements there. It's all cleanup. It's a lot of concrete and trash. I'll make a motion to accept 1517.
I second it.
Okay, we have a motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? I think it's that little yellow house.
You must have had a good
And then the
breakfast.
next property is 915 Western Avenue.
That
Do-
property
Do you need me to slow down?
No.
Okay,
it has been condemned by the city of Borger. It's posted.
and it's the bid on that is $12,526.
That one seems a little very good.
Yeah, because so when the city condemns it, they have to like demolish it, right?
I would think so. I'm not sure
I mean,
about the
they're-
rules on that, but it is posted, condemned, city of Borger. So I don't know.
Let's
So
see the
it's
picture.
I don't know how
it's
that
that little
works.
yellow house right there. Yeah, that
Oh,
one.
Okay.
See,
Oh,
right
yeah.
now, it doesn't show in that picture, but up there on the left-hand side of the door, it's got on there condemned city of Borger. So that's no.
That's all
no-
photo, yeah.
no photo. The June 2013, yeah. I don't know when it was condemned, but it looks like that's been on there for a while.
Okay, so was that a motion, Ben?
Yes, I make a motion to accept $12,526 for property 915 Western.
Okay,
I'll second.
motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All right. Okay, the next property is located at 401 Clark Avenue in Stinnett. Submitting an offer of $100 has been made by Casey Whitmire from Stinnett. Property taxes haven't been paid since 2006. It was struck off November of 2015, and it's appraised at $3,780. Oh, yikes. Is that correct?
That's it. And that's needs demolished. There's no windows in it now. Actually, I think that's more
Is this
pictures.
correct? Oh,
Yeah.
Mm.
no.
lots of trash.
Well, that picture is pretty representative of that, but it's nothing but all cleanup. And there's nothing salvageable there.
Okay.
Cleanups will be a lot more than lots worth. So
What's the bid on it?
it's only $100.
$100.
But due to the amount of cleanup that's got to been done, I would make a motion to accept the $100. Because the cleanup is pretty excessive.
I'll second.
Okay, motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. All right, the next property is, it's a counter. Okay, so the property is located at 102 Par. Submitting an offer of 150 has been made by Ian Larson. Taxes haven't been paid since 2007, so they are submitting the amount requested by the entity.
Make make a motion to accept the counter offer of $150 for 102 Par Avenue.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? And Dwight is abstaining. Okay. All right, the next property is located in Precinct 4, and it is 417 Alabama Street. And it's the Casimir Investments, submitting a bid of $1,259. The CAD value is $1,540.
All right, so it's gonna be,
417 Alabama.
it's gonna be higher, sure. We're gonna go up about 4 clicks to right here. Wait, keep going,
No, it's
keep going. Right here. So it's this lot right in there. So this is what it looks like currently.
It doesn't even look like a lot there.
So,
Just take it.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so it's a vacant lot over there behind the Florida House, basically. So I make a motion to approve that offer, accept that offer.
okay, motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. The next property is located at 702 East 6th Street.
So this is on the corner of 6th and California. You're right in that area. Go back to California, right there. So it's gonna, there's half on the south side, the southeast corner. So it's half concrete and half grass right there. So I'm pretty sure that the concrete's the 700 and then the one next to it, other way. You're on California Street. Going to 6th Street?
On 6th Street.
Yeah.
Oh, that right there.
And it'll be this right here.
Oh, that property right
Grass-
there.
That
Yeah.
grass lot right
That
there.
was kind of misleading because it looked like there was a house right there.
Mhm.
There was, in that other picture. There
Yeah.
was, yeah.
Is that little narrow
So
strip?
it's right here.
Oh, just the narrow strip?
Okay, so the bid was $1,259 and the CAD value is $1,250.
Yeah. So that's right at the CAD value. So I'd make a motion, we approve that, accept that offer.
I'll second it.
Motion and second. Any discussion? All in favor? Okay, the next property is 804 Moody. And the bid is $8,259 from Casimir Investments. CAD value
Will you
$7,950.
find the 802?
Yeah, it looks like
It's
a
right next to each other.
802.
It says 802.
Oh, 802.
Yeah.
Hold on.
So it's that house.
802 and a half Moody. And then we have 804 Moody.
So the house is still there.
Oh, yeah, it's that little orange house and the
Did it
lot
lose the
next to it.
And then the lot next to it. What?
Did it lose the house?
Yeah. So 804 is the house and 802 and a half or whatever. So it's this lot right here and they both have the sign. Oh, those signs always make it easier to find.
Okay, so the property with the house is 802, you said?
804.
804, and the bid was $8,259. The property without the house, the bid is $1,771.
And I make a motion to accept those offers together.
Second.
I'll third
Okay, motion second and first, second, and thirded. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay, take care of both of those. Did we take care of both of those in one motion? Yes? Okay.
They did a girl that was 802 and a half Moody.
All right, the next one is 403 North Florida.
Let's strike it. I'll make a motion to
The
strike
dress,
that.
the Florida.
403 North Florida.
So this is south, so this is south of the Allsup's on Florida.
And I almost forked it.
You're right there in that, it's the lot in the corner right there. Here. No, down, this, sorry, yeah. So it's this lot right over here.
Gosh, everything looks so green in these pictures.
Yeah, so this is this weekend, it's definitely not great.
Oh.
But it's right there in it's right there in the valley right there, so.
Is that kind of there used to be a house there they tore down, I think.
My family grew up there. Is that the Bivey's old house right beside it? Yeah.
this one or the one, I think it's. I'll make a motion, we accept that.
Yeah, the bid was 1,110 and the CAD value is 1,200.
Yeah, most of these are right at the CAD value. That's
I'll second it.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
I hope they have good intentions for all these. It'd be nice.
Yeah, it would.
This investment brought a lot of property, so.
And he's out of Arlington or where's he out of? Or San Antonio?
Yeah.
You must not got the fridge yet, because I haven't had anything.
Well, there's, everything's sold in fridge.
Everything, yeah, everything's sold out.
Okay, the next one is 312 East Jefferson, submitting a bid of 1,571 and the CAD value is 1,800 on this one.
So it's gonna be all the way down by the railroad track. Right here. So this corner right here. So that's. So it's right there.
312 East Jefferson, yeah.
So this house is not there anymore.
Oh, right there on the
That's that
corner.
lot there.
Mm-hmm.
But that,
Yeah. It shows a picture with the house and without.
so that lot's removed, or I mean, that home is removed
Okay.
right there on the corner. So I'll make a motion, we accept that offer as well.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion on that one? All in favor?
That wasn't even green on the picture.
All right, the next property is 701 Madison, and they've submitted that Casimir Investments, $1,771. The CAD value is $2,000.
And that's on the corner.
Madison,
Keep going to the right, I think. Oh, it's right there. Pine and Madison.
Yeah.
So that structure is still there. There's a trailer right there on the southwest corner. Right there.
yeah.
Obviously, it's a little bit more.
So the trailer house is still there.
Yes. I don't know. It didn't look very. But it's still there.
Different color.
The paint there.
Okay.
It's behind the cloverleaf blue spot over there. So back in that area.
Mhm.
So if you kept going on Madison, you get right to the special effect hair salon. So it's in between that area.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll make a motion, we accept that offer as well.
Okay, motion
I'll second it.
and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay, that is it.
You're kidding.
No,
Man,
that's all of them.
I didn't have any.
Like a year, Rich had.
Right, yeah,
15
everything was Fritch.
meeting. It was crazy.
Okay, does anybody have anything else?